Hey guys, I've got a cute Valentine treat for you today. Check out this little box. It's got a strap, velcro closure, opens like a book, and then inside there's room for 2 chocolate hearts. And my chocolate hearts are these strawberry cream hearts. They're from Palmer, so any Palmer heart will do. They use the same mold for their chocolates, but I thought these were kind of cute. All right, let's slide aside and get started. All right, our treat box is 3 pieces, and we're doing it in petal pink today. I'll have a picture of the template and the project sheet for you. The base of the box is 5 1/4 by 4. So we've got petal pink, 5 1/4 by 4. Then the book, the outside wrapper, is 4 1/8 by 3. So we've got 4 1/8 by 3. And then our little strap is 3 3/4 by 3/4. All right, let's grab our Simply Score tool and score these pieces. We're gonna start with the little band here. We're gonna put it in on the 3 3/4 inch side. And we're gonna score it at 2 inches and 2 3/4. So there's our little band. Then our little book cover, and we're gonna score that one at 1 3/4 and 2 3/8. Now the base of our box, let's pop this in on the 5 1/4 inch side. And we're gonna score at 5/8, 1 1/4, 4, and 4 5/8. Then we'll rotate once to the right and score again at 5/8, 1 1/4, 2 3/4, and 3 3/8. Now we're going to work all the scores with bone folder and trim this one according to the template. All right, everything's been worked with the bone folder. We'll set aside our strap and our cover, and let's trim. So we're gonna start on the shorter side, the 4-inch side. And what you want to do is cut these 2 squares out. And then this outer square above. Then we're going to remove the score line here. And that is our corner. Now we're going to do that on all the corners. So rotate around and we'll take out these 2 squares. And then this outer square. And cut out this score line. All right, let's go ahead and do that all the way around. All right, there's our box base. It's a nice little reinforced tray box. And our wrapper and then our strap to close it up. I'm gonna get my retired tailor tag punch here and cut some chicken lips on the end of our strip. You can do that with scissors or with a square punch if you don't have the tailor tag punch. And let's go ahead and assemble this with some tear and tape. So the first thing we're going to do with our little box is add adhesive to each of the square tabs. Then you're going to flip the box and add a strip of adhesive to the edge of all the long outer tabs. So all the way around the 4 tabs. Now, back to the other side of the box, we'll remove the liner. All right, so all the squares are sticky. Let's go ahead and build up our box, fold in the corners all the way around. Now remove the longer strips of adhesive from the 4 sides. We'll fold these in and have a reinforced tray, which is really nice for something like this where you're going to be opening and closing. You won't crush the sides of your box and deform it. I like to go the short sides in first. The other thing it does is it completely finishes the inside. So when this is wide open and you're looking down in it, you don't see those little glue tabs. Got a sturdier box and a cleaner overall presentation. So there's our little reinforced tray. Now we've got to get that into our cover, and I'm going to use tear and tape again. You can use liquid glue here. That would be fine too. You just have to hold it to grab. And I kind of like the instant grab of tear and tape for applications like this. You can use your Seal Plus if you like that one. You've still got fast fuse. I still have a little bit, so I think about that often. Fast fuse would be good for this one. Got kind of a furry corner there. Good. Now we'll center this in the back of the box, or in the back of the cover, I should say. It's going to have an even border all the way around. Once you've got it centered, you can burnish that tear and tape with your bone folder. Make sure it grabs. It's really coming together here, isn't it? All right, now we've got our little band here, our little closer. We're going to do tear and tape on the smallest segment away from your chicken lips. And I've got this where you want it to live across the front of the box. Oh, mine's a little bit longer in the sample than it is in the, or a little bit shorter in the sample than it is here. Let's cut this a little closer. There. We want it to stop across the front of the box. All right, now we're going to fold it and then grab the bottom with that tear and tape. We've got our little closer. Let's add some Designer Series paper to conceal the flap on the back and finish the front. Got 3 pieces that are all 1 5/8 by 2 7/8. 2 are Designer Series paper from the Country Floral 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. Oh, that's cute too. Wonder how that would look. And then 1 is basic white for the inside. So those are all 3 the same size. Let's see. Maybe we want to try it with the other Designer Series paper pattern up. Then we'll have 1 of each. Oh, I think it'll be cute. Let's do it. I'm doing this one for live today too, so it'll be cute to have them both designs featured, or both sides of the paper featured. Besides, I hate to put glue on the pretty side of the paper. And in a case like this where both sides are pretty, well, we'll make 1 of each. All right, so we're going to center the Designer Series paper on the front. You're going to have a very small little border, just 1/16 of an inch all the way around. I like liquid glue, especially for small little borders like this, because then you've got time to slide and make them even. We're going to do the same thing for the back. This Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper is such a pretty pack. Great colors for Valentine's Day and beyond into spring. All right, so now we've got 1 with the balmy blue, and we've got 1 with the floral. Pretty cool, huh? All right, I think I want my little closer still just a little bit shorter. There we go. Looking good. All right, let's grab some Velcro. I got these Velcro dots. I get them on Amazon. You get 56 pairs times 6 packs. And so that's how I like to purchase them. It's a really good value. I'll include a link in the description or in the blog post or both. But sometimes the supplier that I purchase from has them, and sometimes you have to wait for them to come back in stock. So just get a really good deal on them though. All right, so I put the 2 together. So we've got the crunchy and the fluffy, and they're together. I like to put the fluffy one because it's a little bit more opaque in the less obvious position. So I like to put it, in this case, on the little band so that it doesn't disturb the look of our Designer Series paper when we open. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we got the fluffy side exposed. We're going to pop it right on burnish it down, remove the liner. Then we're going to close the box, depositing the other side of that Velcro exactly where it needs to be placed for the box to open and close nicely. And there we go. All right, let's get that nice contrasting ribbon. I love the real red border ribbon and burlap ribbon combo. We're going to use the thin real red. It's a really cool combination ribbon for textures. It'll also be awesome for your Christmas projects if it should end up lasting through the spring season. Think about picking up double because it'll make good ribbon for Christmas too. All right, so I've got my tear and tape adhesive on my little band here, my little arm. Remove the liner. Going to apply the ribbon right into the tear and tape. They're pretty much exactly the same width, so do it carefully. And cut just a little bit past the designer series paper. Then we can take your pick tool and just lift and tuck the edge of this underneath the designer series paper. There we go, nice clean finish. And we can trim this nice and smooth. It'll fray a little bit as you're working with it, so just clean off the edge. There we go. I think now's a good time to work on the inside. Let's drop the candies in. And got our white panel. Pretty cute. Let's go ahead and stamp. Country Bouquet is a photopolymer stamp set, so I got a Stampin' Pierce mat, ink pads. All right, I have Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, Sweet Sorbet, Real Red, and Memento. I'm going to stamp I Love You with Memento, and then I'm going to stamp my leaves with this little floral bouquet right here in Mint Macaron underneath. Set that one aside. Now for the outside of our box, we're going to need the leaves stamped in Mint Macaron again. I've already gone ahead and cut this one out because I'm going to show you how to do it for the inside, but by the magic of television, we'll have one done for the outside. So for the one outside, we'll stamp the leaves. And then we're going to switch. So let's get our chamois and we'll clean this one off. Let that dry for a second. While that dries, we're going to stamp For You in Tuxedo Black. We'll rotate this way, and we're going to stamp our hearts in Real Red. I love this ombre of reds that we're getting in this project, with the Real Red being the darkest, Sweet Sorbet kind of in the middle, and then the Petal Pink. Now we're going to stamp our flowers again in Petal Pink and Sweet Sorbet. You'll need Petal Pink for the outside and Sweet Sorbet for the outside, or for the inside and outside, so 2 of each there. All right, let's clear away the ink pads. We're going to punch out the hearts and then fussy cut the rest. So we're going to line that up. I love the distinctive look that we get with the heart. We've got the stripes and the highlights and shadows. Hold on to that little guy for another project. Or if you decide to do some plain little hearts inside your treat box, you can take if you had, like, say, a plain silver heart, you could glue the little heart right on the center of your Palmer's chocolate hearts, and you can pick those up at your discount stores and Walmart, Meijer, Dollar Tree, all the different Palmers, and each flavor is wrapped in a different color. All right, so for the outside of our box, we're going to cut out the Mint Macaron, just concerned with the leaves. Then we're going to cut the Sweet Sorbet and the Petal Pink the same way for inside or outside. So for the Sweet Sorbet, we're just concerned with the little hearts. That's the layer we're looking for here. So we're going to cut nice and tidy around the hearts. We're going to cut off the leaves. So here's two hearts that are kind of together, but the leaves can go. So cut those off. We've got come around the top of the heart here. You're not concerned with anything else, not the flowers, not the leaves, not the dots. All right, so we've gone around our last heart. So at this point, we can just cut off the excess. Now we're going to do the Petal Pink, and you're doing this for inside and outside. And on the Petal Pink, we're only concerned with the flowers. So we're cutting off the hearts, we're cutting off the leaves, we're just cutting a thin white line and cutting out the flowers on the Petal Pink layer. So you do 2 Sweet Sorbet, 2 Petal Pink, and 1 Mint Macaron, because we've stamped the other Mint Macaron inside on the base. Now for both layers, you've got your Mint Macaron that's all cut out. You've got your Mint Macaron that's stamped for inside your card. Now you're going to take the Sweet Sorbet, add some liquid glue to that layer. And if you want to, you can just bring your Petal Pink layer to share that glue. It'll keep it from being, from pushing out from underneath on the edges. You can do tidier layers that way. Adhere the Sweet Sorbet so that it covers the hearts, and then adhere the Petal Pink so that it covers the flowers. And now you've built this gorgeous multicolor floral for inside and one for outside. Last thing we want to do here, fussy cut. We want to cut out for you. We're going to do a little bubble cut. Go underneath for you from starting by the capital F side, and then just bubble around the rest of the word. When you get back to the F, you want to leave a little glue tab. So we're doing a little bubble cut all along, up and over the F, and then come down here and leave a little space to glue. We'll bring our little box back in here now. Let's add our message to the inside. Just center that up like we did with the outside Designer Series papers. Just a little 1/16 of an inch border. So cute. Close it up now. We're going to add our heart, and the heart is going to get glued to the arm here. So you want to use some liquid glue just on our little band, our little arm, and then add the heart. That way you don't get glue off the edges and glue the box closed. All right, now we've got our For You and our little bouquet. Let's get some dimensionals. Got some minis right here, and I'm going to add a drop of glue and then bring this up in between these two little hearts. Glue it together, make it one piece. And now we can add some dimensionals to further secure that. A little bit on the 4, a little bit on the flowers, and then we'll pop that onto the heart. Once we've got it onto the heart and we know where we can add more dimensionals, we will. We don't want any parts that are hanging off the little band to be sticky because you'll glue your box closed. All right, slide everything into place. Now we can add a bit more dimensional and know that it's not going to go past the edge and glue the box closed. So a little dimensional on the back of our flowers here. And we can add a little bit more behind the word You over here. Cute. I like both. I like both papers very much. All right, let's slide that aside. Now I've got some of these red rhinestone basic jewels, and these are from the annual catalog. I thought it was a nice way to bring the real red that we stamped the heart in to the rest of the design. And we've got the real red ribbon and now real red rhinestones. Going to grab my take your pick tool and just sprinkle a couple of them on the box. There it is. Which one do you like better? The balmy blue hearts or the multicolor floral? There's inside. If you've got any questions about the project, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.